We're at the 12th annual Student Research and Development Showcase here on GW's campus at the School of Engineering and Applied Science. And I'm with James.
Yep.
And first of all, tell me what department you're with and where your research is being done and all of that.
So I'm part of the biomedical engineering department, and this research is actually done in the mechanical and aerospace engineering department.
So it's one of those unique situations where we have a lot of interdepartmental interaction. And how does that happen? Like biomedical, mechanical, how does that even work? Like what's the, is it just we're dealing with materials, it's the math, or what?
Yeah, well, in this specific research, we're looking at the material science of biological materials. So it's a lot of looking at the principles you'll learn from the biomedical engineering department of how viruses and different bacteria will operate, but it's also looking at the material science and physics aspects you'd find in the mechanical department, such as the physics behind things and how different particles will interact and the physical fundamentals behind that.
Excellent. So give me the name of your project and tell me about it.
Yeah, so this is M13 bacteriophage alignment in the presence of an electric field. And in a nutshell, this research is basically looking to make passive colorimetric sensors at a much faster pace than what's currently out there. Because we're using passive colorimetric sensing because we want to try to overcome the limitations in electronic sensing, in that electronic sensors are expensive, they have a complex fabrication process, then you also need onboard or external power supplies. So passive colorimetric sensing eliminates that. Also in our research, we're looking to decrease the manufacturing time of colorimetric sensing fabrication. In that research with M13 bacteriophage solutions employed in colorimetric sensing technology involve making a sensor, or the time that's involved with making the sensor can take up to 10 hours.
Okay.
So in this research, we're basically trying to eliminate all those problems and create a sensor that we can easily commercialize.
Say you're going to cut down on cost and cut down the time of production for these sensors.
Yeah.
What type of problems do these sensors what would be just an easy application for these sensors, maybe for everyday use or?
Yeah, so these sensors can sense for a whole lot of materials. There's a lot of home use, there can be a lot of chemical lab use, there could also be homeland security use. An easy, or I guess a very simple use would be, it can demonstrate the presence of chemicals that rotting vegetables or fruit will emit. And if you put this sensor in your refrigerator, if it changes color, it'll tell you hey, you have some rotting fruit, you better get rid of it before it starts making the rest of your produce rot. Okay. But it also has other applications, like if you're in a chemical lab and it changes color, you'll know, hey, this is a hazardous material. Either I should get out of here and call someone, or I should locate, what's causing this to make the sensor change of color, things like that.
So is that where the Department of Homeland Security comes in to plays explosives or what?
Yeah, so it could be what I just mentioned. It could also be precursors to explosives. We were able to demonstrate that this can sense toluene, which is a precursor to the material or the chemicals you use in making TNT.
Okay. So what drew your interest to this, or how did you even get involved in this research?
I got involved with this from doing the Nanotechnology Fellows Program with Professor LeBlanc, and that was mainly because before I started research, I was very interested in nanotechnology and especially nanobiotechnology, and so I joined her program because I wanted to learn some of the characterization techniques and the fabrication processes that come along with nanotechnology. And when I did that, I was placed on this project, which investigated, nanotechnology characterization principles, and then also material science principles, like how, the bacteriophage will interact with either the chemicals on the substrate, interact with each other, interact with things such as solution evaporating. So that's how I got involved with that.
Okay. Well, James, thank you for your time, and I wish you the best with your competition today.
Thanks.
For more information on these projects and the showcase in general, please visit cs.gwu.edu R&D-Showcase. Follow us on Facebook at GW Engineer and Twitter at GW Engineering.